There's many laughing clowns hiding heavy shadowed sorrow, many nurses craving for some care, many teachers desperate for the knowledge of tomorrow, yet the apple doesn't wanna be a pear. There's taxi drivers feeling that they don't get anywhere, and superstars who never feel their shine. But rabbits don't protest, wishing they were hares, and water doesn't wish to turn to wine. Maybe no one's perfectly content with who they are, and that is perfectly our true design. For maybe we are galaxies stuck admiring stars till the day we find our truth and choose to shine. So maybe you feel good today but feel unhappy too, and that's the way that life is meant to be. So just find your inner flow, let every river through, for acceptance is the key that opens free. Maybe every smiling clown just needs to look inside, take joy from standing in their own true skin. For in everything we give, there's discoveries to find within ourselves. That's where the dream begins. Maybe no one's perfectly content with who they are, and that is perfectly our true design. For maybe we are galaxies stuck admiring stars till the day we find our truth and choose to shine. So maybe you feel good today but feel unhappy too, and that's the way that life is meant to be. So just find your inner flow, let every river through, for acceptance is the key that opens For those beneath the heavy sky who do not know why yet, whose hearts feel full of weather they are struggling to forget. No rain is not a punishment, no proof that you have strayed. Some storms arrive to wash the glass your journey tried to stain. Not every ache means something breaks, some pain is making room. The roots must press through darker earth before they learn to bloom. What leaves was never all of you, what stays is strong and true. The clearest light is often born when rain has passed right through. So let the silence say its peace, let weary worries go. You do not have to see the sun to feel your spirit glow. The softest hearts are often those that carry deepest power. The strongest souls are healing now through April's quiet showers. just a passing thought. I am the thought, a single sentence passing through human weather. No one will stay, that was all I said. I entered the first mine just as the kettle boiled, just as morning stood in its plain clothes. No one will stay, I whispered. He did not question me, he did not ask what old room I had come from, what bruise had taught me to speak so quickly. He took me as truth, the way dry ground takes fire. By the time he dressed, I had become distance. By lunchtime, I was the message he did not send. By evening, I was a slam tone, a sharpened silence, a door closing harder than the moment required. When she asked what was wrong, I answered for him without moving my lips. From me, a fight was formed. I left him there and moved on. I entered the second while she stood at the mirror, already half inside an old sadness. No one will stay, I told her. She made room for me at once, no questions, no pause. Just that familiar folding inward people call softness when it is really self-erasure in a prettier dress. By afternoon I had turned into apology. She laughed more lightly than she felt, agreed before she needed to, made herself smaller to seem easier to keep. I bent her spine without ever touching it. From me, a life of less was formed. By dust, I found a young man hovering over a message he wanted to send. No one will stay, I said again. He stared at the screen and felt me dress myself as instinct, as wisdom, as self-protection. He did not know I was only fear with better branding. So he put the phone down, didn't send the message, missed what might have opened, because I had convinced him that silence was the same thing as safety. From me, an ending was formed. Before a beginning had the chance to breathe. Later I entered a mother, watching her child walk toward a world she could not soften with her own hands. No one will stay, I whispered. I became grief, not the cruel kind, the holy kind, the ache that forms when love understands time. She held the child longer, saved the drawing, kept the tiny socks, stood in the doorway long after the footsteps were gone. From me, tenderness touched by sorrow was formed. Then as evening drew close, I entered someone else. A woman who had spent years
is learning that not every visitor deserves a room. No one will stay. I said, as I had said to all the others, she felt me. That much was certain. Awareness does not stop me from arriving, it stops me from becoming king. She did not swallow me whole or build her day around me. She didn't call me truth simply because I knew how to sound arrogant. She turned toward me with something I had not met all day, presence. And then she asked me the question that undoes my kind. Who taught you to speak? For a moment I had nowhere to hide, because I was never just the sentence, I was the wound beneath it, the echo of old, leaving the child's first fear still pacing the halls of the grown mind. I was history asking for another body, memory trying to survive by being mistaken for prophecy. The others heard my words. She heard my origin. Others became whatever I suggested. She followed me backward to the darkness that had written me. She looked at the people who had stayed, at the ones who had left, without making her unlovable, at the self who had remained through every departure. Then she spoke, and for the first time all day I was changed. I was spun for it. She told me that that is not the same as saying love is false. Somewhere within us lives a silent sorrow, a quiet blindness that walks beside us as we move through life. We hold people, moments, and blessings in our hands, yet fail to truly see them for what they are. Not because we are ungrateful, but because we assume time will always allow us another chance. We speak carelessly, we delay love, we ignore the small things, believing they will remain. But life does not wait, it shifts, it takes, it changes without warning. And only in absence do our eyes begin to open. Only when something becomes a memory do we begin to understand its true weight. The laughter we overlook becomes priceless. The presence we took for granted becomes a void. And in that silence, we are taught a lesson we wish we had learned sooner. So be aware. Pause while you still have. Value while it is still yours. Because the greatest tragedy is not loss itself. It is realizing the value of something when it is already gone.